Hi, this is Abul Hussain coming to you direct from London, the United Kingdom, and welcome to another episode of the SMMA Mastermind podcast, where we talk about how you can start or scale your digital marketing agency, and we bring on other experts to show us how to deliver excellent results for our clients. Now, if you are watching this interview outside of our Facebook group, make sure to find the link above or below this video, or go to smmamastermind.com, especially if you're in the agency community. Now, with that out of the way, I have a very special guest joining me all the way from Canada this time, not the US. His name is Michael George, and he runs a digital marketing agency focusing on helping private tutors to grow their businesses. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here, man.
I'm very
Pleasure.
happy to have you here to kind of, to share your knowledge, to share your journey, and to inspire our viewers. So for the people who
Yeah.
might not know who you are, how about a little bit of an introduction?
All right, cool. So obviously my name is Michael George. I'm 22 years old. I'm actually from Syria, but I was raised back home in Kuwait, and then I lived in Dubai for a while. Where my journey all started was actually in Dubai. When I was in my dorm room, I was 19 years old. I was literally messing about with my friends, going out, drinking, as what 19-year-olds do usually. And just one day I was sitting in my dorm room. I thought, why not do something for myself? All my family members, they have their own companies, their own niches, everything. Why not do something for me? And so I thought, why not invest? I'll instead of like going out drinking and partying with my friends, put in some money online and start this agency. And that's what I did. Back in 2019, I was in my dorm room. I joined this program, started up my business, and now here I am. My first clients were actually private tutors. To be perfectly honest, private tutors chose me. I didn't choose this.
Right.
the When I first started, I was literally going to any service-based business. It was private tutors, personal trainers, real estate agents, all these types of stuff. And somehow I kept on getting private tutors as clients. So I was like, you know what? I'll just specialize in them. Well, there's nothing much I can do.
That's interesting. Was
Yeah,
this in Dubai or after you
yeah,
moved to Canada?
yeah. That was in Dubai.
Right.
I've been doing that for around 3-4 months. Then obviously I had to pause it because I was moving to Canada. With all getting back into universities, finding a house to live in, getting more climatized with the environment in Canada, especially in the freaking winter here, kind of hard. It took me a while to like get back to it. So fast forward 6-7 months ago, I got back on. Obviously, I had to start back again from zero because the momentum stopped. I had to go get all the way back to zero, get my rejections out the way and all that. And now here I am.
Yeah.
I'm working with a lot of tutors. I've transferred a lot of tutoring company businesses, specifically through Facebook marketing.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. So I suppose, when you start working with tutors, what's kind of, I suppose, your pitch to them, or what do they expect from you?
Well, at first they come on expecting to transform their business. I tell them that I'm here to help you. I'm not selling them anything. I'm here to get on, see where their company is at, where they want to be in the future. So for example, a company wants to have more clients. Okay, who are your clients? Where What can I do for you? And most of the time it is Facebook marketing. And I know this because I'm experienced with tutors. So I know that they need Facebook marketing. But exactly who their target market is, that's where we need to fetch. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay. That's awesome. Now you say kind of, they chose you. You did not choose them. How did that all come about? Did you have like friends who were tutors who would
Yeah,
approach you like
yeah,
um
literally. So when I first started, I was posting on Facebook groups in Dubai, service-based businesses in Dubai. And somehow there's all kinds of service businesses, whether it's tutors, private trainers, everyone wasn't that group. And for some reason, all that comes back to me was private tutors. I need help
right.
with getting clients. I need help with growing my um, referrals. That's like for LinkedIn. That's a whole other
Hmm.
niche. I need help with mostly getting students into
Right.
my business.
Okay.
and that's how it came about. I just
No,
started
that's
working with
awesome.
private tutors from there.
So when you're trying to sign new tutors up, right, do you go looking for them or do you get referred, or, what does your prospecting look like?
It's a little bit of both. Mostly, I put myself in front of them. To be honest, I find that most successful. Really, it builds more of a personal connection with the private tutor instead of me running an ad on Facebook and telling them, "Yo, I can transfer your business." Why not contact them on LinkedIn? Contact them on Facebook. Be like,
Hmm.
"Yo, what are you struggling with right now?" "Oh, I'm struggling with finding clients." "Perfect. I have this system that's worked for other tutors.
Yeah.
Would you like to hop on and see if we're a good fit?"
Right.
"Yes." "Perfect." Then we're on a Zoom call talking.
Okay.
That's yeah. Cold calling usually works best with.
Sure.
I find it's the best effective, really.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Not
Well,
not not efficient because it takes a lot of time, that's for sure. But it is. I find it really good.
yeah.
It works for me, and I'm sure it works for anyone else who has a marketing business.
No, you're right. It's more personal. A lot of people speak to me about email marketing and they're sending hundreds of emails a week or whatever, and they're
Yeah.
not getting any responses and they wonder why. It's because it's so impersonal, you're not connecting with another human
Yeah.
being. You're just treating them as an email address.
Yeah. People don't know you, even with Facebook. One of the things actually that I tell my clients is you never use Facebook to directly sell to someone. The reason for that is it's not personal. They don't know you. They don't trust you.
Mm,
And therefore, once the trust is built, that's when you can get the sales. That's when you get the
mhm.
strategy sessions. If there
Yeah.
is no trust, if they don't know you, you're never gonna get it. No one's gonna part money with you if they don't trust you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. So in terms of Facebook ads, what kind of campaigns do you find works quite well for your clients?
Good question. What type? Usually when we target parents, campaigns are targeting parents. That's probably
Hmm.
the best ones. As you know, a successful business understands who their market is. That's what marketing is. Marketing
Hmm.
is who buys, why they buy, and how you sell it to them.
Right.
And a successful campaign, a successful business knows who their market is. And as far as I'm aware with private tutors, their market is not the students,
No,
it's the parents themselves.
the
Unless
parents pay.
obviously you're, sorry?
It's the parents who pay.
It's the parents who pay and it's the parents who are interested in private tutors. I remember when I was a student, I would never want to even speak to a tutor. My parents would do all the work. Yeah,
Yeah.
and hence why marketing and finding who your niche is actually very important. Once you know who your market is, your campaign is a very successful.
Right.
And that's what I find is the most
And
important thing about a campaign.
Facebook, there's kind of couple of different campaigns that you can run within Facebook, like a traffic campaign, video views, conversion, and
Oh,
what.
that's what you mean.
Yeah. Do you have a preference? Obviously, the
Yeah, lead
parents,
generation.
absolutely. You need your audience, but do you have like a preference over one type of campaign over
Yeah,
another?
lead generation type.
Right.
The one where they click sign up and then they bring them to the next page where they put in their email, full name, phone number.
Hmm.
That's the best
Right.
one, lead generation.
Okay.
I tried getting conversions, all that, moving them to a landing page, and that it doesn't really work. Maybe for other niches it does.
Hmm.
I also worked with architects. I worked with real estate agents. Them types of businesses, they might need a landing page. For tutors, what works best is a lead generation campaign where a parent would look at the ad, always want to give out a freebie just to build that trust that I was talking about. They click sign up, and from there they put in the email, full name,
Yeah.
phone number, or whatever info you need from them, and you get in contact with the parent.
Sure. Well, yeah, the lead generation ads are quite easy because usually people stay within Facebook. They don't click off to another
Exactly,
website.
it's a
And
lot easier.
sometimes, and
It's
Facebook
a
auto fills the details sometimes, so it makes
mm.
makes it easier,
and
as you said.
also and with lead generation campaigns, it makes it a lot easier. Obviously, there's this one less wall that a lead can needs to go through. At the same time, Facebook does a really good job with how it puts it out for you. So when a lead comes on, obviously you see the number of leads. You download this Excel sheet, and Facebook actually lays everything for you. It says name, full name, phone number, any other questions you have. They'd have little sections for that. Does a beautiful job. I don't,
Mhm.
to be honest, perfectly honest with you, I don't see a need for a landing page when you have the Facebook lead generation. You can ask
Yeah,
all the
I know what you
questions you
mean.
want. Sorry?
I know exactly what you mean. It makes people, I suppose it does sometimes it makes your life a little bit easier, especially if your client does not have a pretty website.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but it's Facebook does everything you need. You know, you want to ask them all. The whole point of a landing page is, I think, to just build more credibility. If someone goes to the landing page, they see that, oh, we're the best tutoring company in Asia,
Mhm.
for example. You know, you can put like little testimonial messages here and there. You can make it all look pretty. That's
Yeah.
probably the most reason why people would want a landing page. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's not really that necessary. Facebook does mostly all the work for you. You can ask all the questions you want. You can ask all the details that you want. You can even create a automation text messaging, but that's like another type of
Yeah, yeah. That's getting a bit more advanced.
campaign. Yeah, yeah, it is actually kind of advanced, but you get what I mean, though.
Yeah,
Facebook
I
can do everything.
absolutely.
It's such Facebook. To be perfectly honest, it's literally the best platform for advertising.
Okay. And
It's
do you use like Google Ads as well, or do you use YouTube or
um
all of these other different platforms that are popping up every other day?
no, I've never used the Google Ads. I find Google Ads work best with niches that you need right now.
Mm,
For example, you need an electrician, Google would be best.
yep.
You need a
Yeah.
plumber,
Yeah.
throw them on there right now. Um, you can obviously, if you take a different approach to tutoring, you can, but when it comes to getting them results, what you want to do is you want to find the most effective. You don't want to find, oh yeah, that might work, that might work. No, you want to find the most effective. And what I found through my years of experience with tutors and other businesses, Facebook is probably the most effective. It is the
Mhm.
largest social media platform. Probably I don't know if there's,
Yeah,
but no, it is the
it
largest.
is. Yeah.
It is the most powerful tool. Um, you have literally in 2018 there were 2.7, no, 2.3 billion active users. So that means like there's 1 in 3 people using Facebook.
Yeah.
Most of them going on for not like Instagram. They go on for like 2 3 minutes and then they shut off the thingy. People go on Facebook for 20 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
More than
No,
once a day.
absolutely. Now, generating leads is only one part of the equation. Converting the leads is another part of the equation.
Yeah,
I mean, when you're dealing with your clients, do you help them to close the leads as well? Because sometimes people really struggle with
yeah.
kind of nurturing leads.
Mm. No, yeah, I do that as well. I usually give out this little what's the word? Script, sales script, what they do. But I usually the best thing to nurture a lead is to actually get on a phone call with them within 24 hours. Because that way, that usually leads actually forget that they've
Yeah.
signed up to something, right? So what tutors need to do is, or any type of client needs to do, they need to always get in contact with them, especially on a phone call, because that's when it's most personal. That's when you turn from an ad to a person within the 24-hour period. Get
Mm,
them on a phone call, be like, yo, talk to me. Don't be like, yeah, you signed up for a freebie. When do you want it? Speak to the client. For example, for a private tutor, when they want to get on a phone call with a parent, talk to them about their child. What is he struggling with? Why is he struggling with that? How does it affect his grades? All that stuff. Okay, I think I can help you. As you know, you have a hour free session with me. When would you like to have that? Boom, done. He's in.
mm.
Instead
No,
of
simple.
getting on a phone call 2 weeks later, and then be like, yo, who the fuck are you?
No, you're right. You're right. People always are filling in forms and they totally forgot about it. Do you find some of your clients are still struggle with leads and they need you to do a bit more hand holding? Or are most of them quite good in terms of getting on the phone within 24 hours, or if they
No,
don't get through the first time, they'll call them again or for a third time, etc.
no, they're not. They're tutors. They don't know how to. They don't know how to exactly sell their services, right?
Mm,
That that's what most of my, well, not most of, that's what some of my offer is about. So about selling, so that it's one thing to get the leads, right?
mhm.
It's another to sell them. What's the point of having leads if you can't convert them to paying clients? And most of them actually really struggle with that. mostly because they don't understand that it's okay to call someone.
Yeah.
They don't need to
Yeah.
overthink it. Since most of them overthink, what if they're busy right now? They do have a point with that, I'm not gonna lie, but it's okay to call them. They'll tell you, oh, I'm busy, can we have another phone call? Yeah, sure. It's okay to call them more than once. Again, they don't understand that.
No,
They
you're
think
right.
it's rude to call them. It's not nice to sell them or all that stuff. That's what I struggle to make sure they understand, that
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah. No,
You're a
I had a
person, that
client.
person.
I had someone once tell me we are a tuition center, not a call center, because they don't want to call them.
Yeah, one of my previous clients as well. We literally got like 50 leads in 2 weeks. She called none of them. I'm like, well, what are you doing? She's like, I asked them through message. I'm like, oh, they're not gonna answer through message. They don't know you.
Mm, yeah.
You're gonna have to call them. Only when she started calling them, she actually get more comfortable with it. That's also another thing. They need to actually do it the first and second time to get comfortable. If they never do it, they never get comfortable, they're never gonna call them. So all these leads that we're getting just go to waste.
Mm. So
And
in
like,
terms of a lot of people complain about lead quality as well, the leads that you generate, but are you
mm,
finding like a percentage of them would never actually pick up the phone or, kind of be contactable? Because one of the questions that I keep on hearing all of the time is people complaining about their client is saying the lead volume is, or the lead quality is bad. And what I've been
mm,
told, what I've told people, this is from when I used to work in an agency generating leads, is that half of the leads we would naturally expect them to be bad or junk or whatever.
yeah.
Do you have a similar problem?
Yeah, so unfortunately, one of the downsides about Facebook advertising is the fact that you can't um, control who clicks. You don't know who clicks, and it really sucks because sometimes you waste money on people who are interested but aren't good quality. People who would put their phone number but never answer the call and be like, I'm not interested anymore. It really sucks. And I'm sure everyone has that problem. That's one of the disadvantages of Facebook altogether. But one way to actually battle that and make sure it doesn't happen as often is with your targeting. You want to make sure your targeting is on point to reduce that from happening. It'll always happen,
Mhm.
100%. But
Yeah.
you want to put it to a minimum. And Facebook actually does a very good job with targeting. Very good job. It records every like, every share, every comment, every post, and will know exactly who you are. And from there, what happens is they put you into groups from interests, the behaviors, the demographics, and it'll be you can target people so specifically. You can target where they live, their location, their gender, age, if they have a job or not, what kind of job they do, if they're divorced, if they're single, if all that you can target all that stuff. And when you combine your audience, your market, your niche with the powerful targeting that Facebook uses and know how to use them, you can literally battle the low quality leads and make sure
Mm.
they're at a very minimum.
Right. No, that makes total sense. I think, with any business, you need to appreciate that someone who interacts with you won't necessarily buy from you. It's like you can go into a store or look around and not buy.
Yeah,
It's just human nature, isn't it?
yeah, it is. But you want to always put it to a minimum.
Hmm.
It will happen 100%. I keep telling my clients it will happen,
Right.
but you want to put it to a minimum. And also one way to put it is to always have the high volume. Want to always get that a lot of leads. Want to have for every 10 leads, I would say every 10 leads, one person would convert to a client.
Hmm.
10 leads, five would answer, maybe two or three would take the freebie, one would actually be a client.
Hmm.
Roughly. Obviously, that fluctuates massively depending on who the client is and how lucky you are. Um, but on average, that's what you're looking at.
Right. And in terms of the clients that you sign, how long do they typically stay on with you for? Is it like they'll work with you for a month and then their calendar will be full and they need to
Yeah.
take another break? Or how does it work on your side?
Yeah, usually we work for, depends on what they're trying to do. Some clients looking to fill up their calendar and at the same time bring on more tutors to have a little like organization, a little company. Others just want to fill up their schedule. And the people who only want to fill up their schedule, who want to just take on 3, 4, 5 new clients, we work for around 1 month. People who want to go even further, we'd work for a total of 3 months, where the first month would be filling up their schedule. Second month, I'd actually teach you how to do it yourself, how to advertise by yourself, because you
Right.
eventually want to do it for your workers, for your other tutors, right?
Okay.
I can't be there for forever. I mean, I can, but I don't think you'd want to keep paying me forever,
Right.
right? You want to get that value afterwards, and yeah, that's what we do for the ones who want to build their little organization, take on
Mhm.
more tutors. We fill up their schedule, teach them how to do it. At the same time, find them new tutors that that will be going on to LinkedIn, because we want to find professionals at this point, and then advertise for them as well.
Right.
That
Right.
way you're filling up your schedule and theirs, and then you have your own company.
So if you're teaching your clients how to run ads themselves, surely like, you're working yourself out of a job and you will constantly need to find new prospects, I suppose.
Yes and no. I mean, with everything, you want to give value to your client. Obviously, yeah, it has its downsides, but also at the same time, it's like it's a benefit for my client. What I try to do, and I try to remove myself from their business so that they can keep going by themselves. I'm like, I walk them by the hand. I do everything for them. And I'm like, okay, let's see you do it. All right, let me teach you how to do it by yourself. And then eventually be like, oh yeah, sure, I got it. Perfect. Good luck.
No, that's a great
Eventually,
mindset to have. To be honest, you're the first person, and I've interviewed probably about 95, 96 people now, who have said, you know what, I do the ads first, and then I show my clients how to do it, and they I let them go off and do it. Other people would be like, well, I try to keep my clients for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months.
yeah, why? I mean, yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But I usually want to give them that extra
Mm,
information for themselves. Obviously, if they can't do it by themselves, if they have too much commitments, they would need a marketer, fine. But if they can do it by themselves, why not help them do it? My job isn't to keep them paying me. My job is to help them.
mhm.
And one way to help them is by teaching them how to do it,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Serving your clients, and their
giving them
best
the full thing.
interests.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And most of them really need it. And that's actually how I get most of my clients. What sells them is the fact that I'm actually teaching them how to do it in the future.
right.
And they
Okay,
can
that's interesting.
and they
That's
can keep
very
going by
interesting.
themselves. Yeah.
Awesome. Now,
Why not?
you've been very grateful, well, gracious rather than grateful. You've been very gracious with your time, and it's been a great conversation having you. So, you know, we've slightly run over, which is totally fine. But one last question for you would be, for people
Yeah.
who are watching this and they're inspired, they want to start their own agency and they want to kind of, take some action. What would be the best advice you can give them from your 3 years of experience?
Always look on the bright side. I can keep going on and on about don't give up, and it'll be hard and all that stuff. But in reality, you don't know what it really is until you're in there, until your feelings kick in, right? Remember that your feelings will kick in. And that's usually the biggest reason why people quit, right? When they're demotivated, when they're sad, when they're getting all the rejections from the tutors, from the architects, from all that stuff. Always look on the bright side, because once you look on the bright side and you change that mindset you have, you'd want to keep on pushing forward. When you're angry and you're frustrated, you'll be like, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. And that's my biggest tip for the people who are getting started. Always look on the bright side. Just be happy. Be grateful for everything you have, and keep your mindset on a positive note.
Mm.
From there, you will be successful. That's how you don't give up. Telling you not to give up won't really help you, because you don't know how not to give up, right?
No, you're right. You're
They
right. I
they
mean,
don't. I mean, I'm sure you've been through this. You're also a successful person. You've been through all the rejections. You've been.
we all
It's
have. This is the name
Yeah,
of the game, right?
exactly. And you don't know what it really is until you're living it.
Yeah. No,
That's just be aware of that.
no,
And once you're aware of
absolutely.
that, you should be fine.
No, I mean, you've mentioned
Moving,
mindset, which is really, really important, because I think
yeah,
80% of success is probably mindset and 20% is the action you take. Because if you don't
mm,
win the battle in here, you're not going to win the battle in reality.
exactly. That's one. And from there, obviously, the persistence that comes in place and all that. But the biggest thing, like the cap of it all, is your mindset.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter how frustrated you are, just switch back to a positive note. You know, step away from the keyboard, go downstairs, have a cup of water, drink some fruit juice, whatever you want to do. Just get yourself back in a positive note, then come back to it. Because owning a business is very hard. You'll
Yeah.
get a lot of people who are horrible to you, who would say, "I don't need you," and all that stuff.
Mm.
It's just how it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sales is a numbers game, as they say. On that
Mm.
note, Michael George, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, sir.